in Crofton, Maryland, and I have been with the Realinvestors family for about 5 years now.
Hardison, Germantown, Maryland. I've been with Realinvestors for 5 months. The Realinvestors 21-day course has been absolutely the foundation for me standing here today. I didn't do it in 21 days by choice because I have other priorities that's kind of pulling me. But I managed to go through the 21-day course twice, maybe 3 times. And what I learned from the 21-day course and working with the incubator team has been invaluable to getting me here today. This property came to our attention from the incubator. The incubator and what they do on a daily basis, go out and search the MLS for deals. And they found this one.
This was a short sale.
This was a short sale that they found. It was brought to my attention, I think through Sherman. It looked like a good deal to me, and so I wanted to be a part of it. And I kept bugging Sherman about letting me get in on this deal. And finally, he said, okay. So I had the contract assigned to me, trying to learn out how to fund the deal. I found out that I needed some help. And so I went on up and I found Kevin.
Carl and I actually met. There was a property tour of this property once. Property was up for, like Carl said, it was kind of up for bid. It was, the incubator had it under contract. I liked the property and wanted to be a part of it somehow. However, with my situation, my wife and I, my family was moving to a new house, and so I was not in the current position to have another property affecting my credit during the time of my family acquiring our property. And Carl said he wanted the property, but he also came to me and said, hey, I would like for you to be a part of this if you can. So we kind of talked about it, we worked the numbers out, and I was able to contribute financially as well as with my experience. And we were able to partner and, like Carl said, go out and seek funding, which that in itself was a lot of fun.
We say that jokingly, but it was challenging. We went out looking for funding, and initially it wasn't very difficult to find people who would lend money. The deal was good, so lenders didn't have a problem with the deal. But right in the middle of our search for funding, the chaos with the coronavirus hit.
Yes.
And all lending came to a halt. So here we are with a deal under contract and no funding. So that was a little bit of a scary moment for me, especially being a new investor. Kevin probably handled it a lot better.
It was the same. I mean, this coronavirus and all of the changes. Now, I was going through the same thing with my other house. So I was a little bit familiar with what was going to happen. The rates changed with my property, for my family, just as with this property. But I was able to get that closed. So I did have some confidence that we would find a lender. But, in the back of my head, just from my experience with dealing with hard money lenders, I just knew that the terms which were originally quoted to Carl were going to change by the end. And whether it be based on the coronavirus or in general, I just have personally found that hard money lenders, their numbers are going to stay pretty consistent to what the market is, regardless of what they originally quote. But that didn't stop Carl, and that was the case, but that didn't stop Carl, because Carl, he saw the numbers, he saw the way that he and I were going to make money on this deal, and finance numbers came. What was amazing for me to see is, he flinched like this, and he was just like, oh, that's it? Okay, so, what's the next step? He was prepared. And what I have learned in my 5 years of real estate investing, contrary to whatever is stated in the marketplace, you have to have money. It takes money to make money. Now, whether it's not your money or it is your money, that's a different story. But, Carl had his situation together where he was prepared to do a deal. And I was prepared to help where I could, so it worked out.
Yeah, it's a great partnership, So, as you can imagine, we had to take a step back and say, can we still do this? And based on the numbers in the deal, it was like a no-brainer. Yeah, we're gonna do this.
The good thing about this deal is it allows for several different strategies.
Yeah.
So that's another reason why we press forward on this.
Yeah.
Would you say our primary is to look at the assisted living option?
I think that's the primary.
That's the primary?
Because that's the greatest return.
Right.
So one of the ideas, and Sherman really helped us visualize this. If you're looking at this in a contextual assisted living space, it's a little tight for a common area of 7 or 8 people. So the reason why we really like this is this garage has been closed in, and the idea is to open this wall, build the subfloor, and build the flooring in. The vents are already in this room, and the electricity and the outlets. So insulation would have to be blown into the walls, and that wall would be open. But this would become the common area, which would give this a lot more appeal.
Now, if we were to just renovate this and put this back on the market, and the current value, the appraiser, which I walked with the appraiser, Carl provided me a scope of work that he had worked with the contractor, and I was able to meet the appraiser out and explain like what we were looking to do with it. And based on that valuation, this property would be worth about $390. Now, we bought this property for $243, and we're looking to do right around $50,000 worth of renovation. So, as you can see, there's a spread in there. So there's money to be made. And again, we're considering fixing this up as an assisted living and leasing this to an operator. And then there's a full basement downstairs with a renovated bathroom, a gaming area, which an operator could actually live down there. It's a full basement, so there's plenty of room in this house.
We could flip it, we could rent it out, we could do a special niche rental.
Yep.
And the numbers are such that we can pretty much decide on our own what we want to do.
And when did we start? February or January?
January.
January, and now we're almost at the end of May, and we closed on May the 15th. So we're looking at least 4 months.
4 months. If you come out to a Real Investors meeting and you've heard about the 21-day course, and you're on the fence about whether you should do it or not, don't even think about it. Get the 21-day course, dig in. It's a lot of information, and you're not going to understand it all at first. But if you just keep grinding at it and ask questions, because there's plenty of support around you, just ask questions when you have questions, and you follow the 21-day course, you will be successful, and you will end up with a deal.
This is Kevin Rorie out of Crofton, Maryland. I just made $35,000 on a rehab.
My name is Hardison. I'm from Germantown, Maryland. I just made $35,000 on a rehab project. We're real investors, and we get real checks.